Hello, hello, Leos. Why is this do this to me all the time? Oh, all right. There you guys are. There you guys are. My computer is being funny this morning. It's been a very busy morning. So good morning. You got 6 minutes or 4 minutes left of the morning. So good afternoon and good morning. My name is Patty, and I am your empath that's doing your intuitive tarot today, along with some astrology and numerology. And we are on the 26th. If you're watching this after this is recorded and you are watching it after the 26th or on the 26th, there is a full moon. Woo! Big full moon this time, guys. Big, big, big full moon. It is the pink moon, but it is also a super moon. Now, if you want to know more about those two things, you'll have to watch the full moon video on the 26th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love to have you there. It will be a live event as well. And you can definitely contact, hey, Ryan, welcome. You can actually pop on for that as well, just like we do here. So for those of you guys that want to do that and you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm on. All right. So let's get started, Leos. This is going to be a real interesting reading because with the energies of the full moon, it is intense. And I'm not going to go into all that. I'm going to keep you hanging a little bit. But you're going to realize that probably from the 23rd through the 26th, 27th, 28th, about the 29th and 30th, you're going to be sort of emotionally all over the place. This is a time when it's in Scorpio, so your emotions, you're going to feel a little bit vulnerable, all that kind of stuff, but your emotions are going to be all over the place. All right. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it, Ryan. I love my viewers. I really do. I love when you guys come on and interact. I love my viewers so much. So hopefully I want to grow, but I'll never grow big enough to say hello. Big enough. I will always love my viewers. All right, so let's get started. So for those of you that are brand new, I did upload a new video why my tarot is different than most everybody else's tarot. I've never seen anybody do tarot the way that I do it, that's okay because this is what Divine has me do. So if you want to see that video, it's I think 8 minutes or 7 minutes, go ahead and pop on that and you'll see a little thing come across the top where you can just click on it too if you want to. So let's get started. And if you get confused and you're new how I do things, then what you want to do is go watch that video. So the first card out, as we know it, these are oracles, first 3 oracles. This is the Divine's card, the Serpent. It's about knowledge and healing. He's been a lot about healing lately, a lot about getting rid of the past. This is part of the planets as well. And it's the number 5, because what we want is when you're, the number 5 is unstable, it's ungrounded, it doesn't have a good foundation. We need to get to a better thinking, a better processing plate to get grounded. So if you look at this, the serpent, and I talk about the serpent a lot, especially about old skin, new skin, that kind of a thing. The serpent, when it wants to grow, it has to shed the old skin, right? That's a serpent, that's a snake. That's just what happens. But it leaves that old skin behind. It doesn't go back and look at it and talk to it and say, hey, why that happened, what it did. It's like, yeah, see you later, bye. I'm on to a bigger, better body and skin, right? That's what we have to do as human beings. So the difference, though, is that this card, the Divine wants you to understand is knowledge is very earth-based, logical, what you see, I believe it, that kind of a thing, where knowledge is earth, first dimensional, wisdom is second dimensional. Now, you can get knowledge and you can heal from knowledge because the knowledge gives you evidence. Knowledge gives you, it gives you the facts. Okay, you can see, okay, the car is blue, the car is red. Okay, we got 2 cars, one's blue and one's red. Facts, you can see it. But if you were to say that by faith and trust that there's going to be a car here that is red and blue, you have to have faith that there's going to be 2 cars that show up that is red and blue. That's faith. That's wisdom. because that takes more energy, it takes more trust, it takes more spirit and intuition, okay? And that's where your healing is done. You get your knowledge from the earth, you get the facts from the earth, but that doesn't mean that those facts are true. But when you get healing, you get wisdom from absolute truth that you really can't touch or see, but you know in your heart is right. Same thing with integrity. Okay, so that's what serpent's talking about. That's what divine is talking about, guys. And this is about somebody's healing because it's really unstable right now. It's wanting to get grounded. So when we think of unstable, it's like, what can I do to balance out my life? What old habit, bad habit can I get rid of? What thought process isn't working for me? These are planet energies coming up as well. And these are things that you're going to want to embrace, especially with the full moon energy, because this Scorpio is so intense in your emotions. And the thing is, if your low vibrational emotions keep bubbling up, then you have to get down to the bottom of that root beer glass and find out why that keeps bubbling up. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense to somebody. Hopefully it does. And when I say root beer, because I see a glass of root beer, when you pour it, you got a little bit of root beer and lots of foam. That foam is the bubbling up. That's the trauma. That's the PTSD that needs healing. Okay. So the second energy out is the fiery fairy. This cracks me up because I was studying more in my astrology this morning, and it's very fiery. This Scorpio and the full moon and it being a super moon on top of it. And I'll share what a super moon is and why this is considered a pink moon and all that kind of stuff on the 26th. But it is also very fiery, very intense, very heated, which is very interesting. And it's also, the fiery fairy is about creative action and optimism. So this is really good side by side, because when you go to your healing, or when you get knowledge to heal, or whatever it is that you need to break away from that bondage, the devil card, you have to be creative in how you're going to get through yourself. When I did my healing, I had to use a lot of visuals in my head. And I had to think forward. I'm like, okay, I'm going through this SHIT. I'm going through this crap. And yes, it hurts and it's painful and it sucks big time. But I would envision the end result and allow myself to feel that pain, that frustration and everything. And that would be the creative optimism that would help me get through that. This is your current card, guys. This is your current card. Something emotional this week, or you're very vulnerable about, is going to be bubbling up and coming up. And this needs to be you really need to be creative in keeping yourself lifted up, because you know this process is not going to last. It's going to stop, because nothing on this earth lasts. Nope. I'm getting wrinkles. My beautiful skin doesn't last. I'm getting old. All right. So, but we have to acknowledge this because it's the number 3. In numerology, again, it's the number 3, acknowledgement. And the thing is, in healing, the first step of process is acknowledging, meaning you are not in denial. So whatever you're in denial about, and your heart is saying, you know that's wrong, you know that's not right, but you're coming out of your mouth because of this pride, fear, whatever it is, you need to check yourself and say, yep, you're right. It is wrong. I had to do that yesterday. And it was just like, I'm really sorry. You know, that was really wrong. So I had said something. I didn't mean to make the person feel guilty. I didn't really want to, but I was having a crappy day and I was just said it when I should have held my tongue, because that person then felt guilty. I had to then sit down and explain that's not what I meant. And too late, the words are out. The person felt guilty. So that is really, really important this week. Being creative in your mind and your thought process, when to hold the tongue, when not to hold the tongue and stuff. And I don't know who that's for, because he just brought that up. Okay, and then our future energies. Thank you, Ryan. But I am. I could be your grandma. The Lady of the Lake is your future energy. All right. And this is really important, guys. This is really, really important because, again, please keep in the back of your mind that this whole year's card is the Hierophant. And we know that the Hierophant is the highest spiritual reaching card there is. And the Hierophant is about teaching. What is he about teaching about? Well, Hierophant could be a man or woman, but however, it's energy. The thing is that they teach honest truth, absolute truth, and love. That's what they teach. Now, it's up to us to be the student that wants to listen. All right. So this is also the number 8. Again, this is also about absolute truth. It is about your courage. Courage is huge when you're facing your fear. I give anybody, I lift everybody up who faces one little fear, and they face it and they come forward and they challenge it, and they challenge it again and again, because that fear then dissipates. I always say fear can dissipate like Olaf in the summer. I'm sure everybody knows who Olaf is. And if you don't, he's the snowman in Frozen. All right. So courage, self-respect. This is where your healing power comes in. This is why Divine is saying this is, and remember that this future card is not just for the weekend, and it's not for just a week or two. This is for 2 to 3 months, guys. This is 2 to 3 months. That is 2 to 3 months. And so it is also the number 8, and the number 8 is about your progress, making progress up to a better level through your healing, getting to your higher self, and actually going to absolute truth. Not your truth, not anybody's truth on this ball of earth. It's absolute truth. All right. So let's see what else Divine has to go for you guys for this week. Movement. Definitely. It's a slow process though, because whenever we're dealing with our emotions and our feelings, we want to hold on to those and latch onto them, especially anger, bitterness, resentment. Because you know why? We don't want to let go of the past. So we hold on to it. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles, very slow moving. He does have a message. This is probably the message here. However, like I said, it's a slow process because somebody doesn't want to let go. I'll be surprised if we don't see the 4 of Pentacles up here. However, the 9 of Wands is like, no, I'm just going to hang on to my wounds. I'm going to tell you about them over and over and over. Oh, I'm going to tell you about where I grew up. You know, I don't know how many people I come across and it's like, yeah, you know what? I grew up in the hood, you know, and they're in their 40s or 50s. And yeah, that's who I was. And well, you're saying that's who you are today because you're still living there. So you need to let go of that past. What it was back when you were 4, 5, 10 years old is not what you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s. And if they are, I'm sorry for you, because life is about change. Life is about letting go. Life is about challenges. Life is about challenging yourself. That's where the pain comes in, where you challenge yourself. So you need to let go. Yes, we all have wounds. Yes, we all have battle wounds. Would you like to see a bunch of mine? Trust me, I got more than I ever want. But the thing is to learn from that and let go and move on. Now, one of you guys, who was it, who had storytelling? This is where it's important for your healing to share with somebody. When you heal, you want to share that with somebody when you're ready, because the Divine will tell you, share that story with that person. And then you share that and you become the conduit to their healing. All right. So once you get healed, you may be asked to share that story, and you'll know it because you hear it or you feel it, or you're like, something's telling me to share this with you. You know, somebody's telling me to, you know, whatever with you. So King of Wands, the communication, this is about communication. The Queen or the King of Wands, again, is not only, this is about the desire of your soul. This is your personality. This is some type of healing or emotion or feeling, because the full moon is in here. Now we've got a really powerful full moon coming up, if you're watching this before the 26th, because it's a super moon. Okay, it's an extremely powerful super moon, and I'm not going to share that with you until the 26th, so you can watch my video about the full moon. because I'm an educator. And the reason, if I don't educate you on why these energies are so important, then you can't do them on your own. When you hear supermoon come up, you know that these energies are going to be super intense. That's why Scorpio energies are going to be super intense. You got to know what Scorpio is all about and what's going to be happening. And so when you feel that, then you'll know why. All right. So communication. Again, what's really interesting, we got wands, but also too creative and optimism. When you're in a conversation with somebody, you can control a conversation just by how you act, react, all the questions you may ask. This is really important because what you're looking for is the absolute truth in anybody. As I tell anybody, or even if a person wants to date with me, I don't know what your history is. I don't know what your future is going to be. I don't care how good it is, how bad it is, because it's your journey, but be honest. And as an empath, if they lie, I see it, boom, right away. And then I'm done. Because if you're going to lie to me, what is the point of moving forward because you don't respect me enough or trust me enough to share? Yes, it's hard. It's vulnerable. Thank you. They're saying, yeah, but that's vulnerable. That's somebody being really vulnerable and they don't know if they can trust you. That is very true. Thank you for that. It's very, very true. But if you come to me and know me, then the thing is you have to understand who I am. Give me the good, bad, and ugly. And that's the way it should be. Thanks. But this is really important because when you give absolute truth, you will gradually get absolute. Everybody who knows me personally, which I keep my circle very small of friends, is that they know who I am. They know my integrity. They know my values. They know my morals. They know my standards of what I'm going to put up and put up. And you know what? They respect that. So they give that back. I give it to them and they get it back. Remember, we talked about before, if you want love, give love. And the type of love you want, give that. Now, that's a little tricky, though, because love languages are different. All right. Even when somebody betrays you. Okay. Somebody's betrayed. And this could be a healing thing. This might be the healing thing for somebody. This is a different energy. Definitely a different energy. Somebody has been betrayed. Wow. Somebody was lied to big time. And, you know, somebody, they could have taken a lot. Now, when I say take a lot, I see three different things. I see taking somebody's heart, somebody's emotion, somebody's love, and took advantage of it and ran with it. You know, that's sort of like, I hate to say this, guys, but women, guys, I'm going to say more to the women, okay? When you go and you start dating somebody and then you go lay in bed with them very quickly, and then they don't call you and they ghost you and stuff, that's their game. That's a lot of men's game. Don't get me wrong. There are good men out there. However, that's a very big game. 80% of the guys, this is what they do because they're horny. They want to get off. So they go and they do that, and they will lie and they will tell you what, you know. And sometimes you feed them the energy, or you feed them the words that they need, and they give them back to you, and you're like, oh, he heard me, he loves me, oh, and then you go lay with them, and then they're gone, and it's like, what the frick just happened? Because you laid with them. And it's not because I'm old school. It's because I know how females' brain works. I know how male's brain works. I know what a man boy is. I know what a grown man is. I know what a girl is, and I know what a grown woman is. And I know the games. Been there, done that. I'm old. I didn't play the games, but I learned the game real quick. Stop putting out so quick, all right? And that's all I'm going to say on that. You know, if you really want love, stop putting out and see what happens. Then that person who respects and cares for you is not going to talk about that with you. Yes, right. So whoever's been betrayed, you have to ask yourself, am I being betrayed because of the choice I made and I didn't pay attention to red flags? Or did I get betrayed and lied to because I was manipulated and I allowed it? Or did I get betrayed because it just came out of nowhere? I would say it's one of the first two. All right. All right, let's get going. I don't know what the divine's doing here. It's interesting because the divine, I had told myself after my surgery, I was going to try to keep the readings to like 15 minutes. And divine's like, heck no, we're going to do 30 since you said that. But it is what he does. You know, I get the messages and I got to keep giving them because that's what he's giving me. All right. Yes, definitely. We've got some nurturing that needs to be done here, and it needs to be creative. Now, this might be for you, or it might be for somebody coming to you who's ever healing, because sometimes we might be part of somebody's healing process. And the reason it's really important, if you're helping somebody heal, or if you're just there to listen, never tell somebody what they should do. Oh my gosh. We are not in somebody's journey. We cannot tell somebody what they should do. It's like the Empress is also a pregnancy card. It's a fertility card kind of thing. We cannot tell somebody to keep their baby or abort their baby. We cannot do that. We have to let divine talk to that person solely and only to allow that. You know, we have to, I mean, we can pray on it, meditate on it, and hope for the grace of God that they have it, because it's reincarnation, it's all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into it, but it's that baby's time to come down here on this earth. And if it doesn't allow, if it's not allowed, it'll come back. It'll come back. That's a reincarnation thing. But this kind of healing, we need to be able to be open and honest and talk from absolute truth and share with them in a loving manner, kindness, compassion, and say, you know what, you need to ask divine about this. You need to ask divine for the healing. And the more that you do that, your healing will be much faster, because nobody can help you heal except yourself and divine. Okay? Because that is a process that is between you and the energies around you and above you. It's not for a person. But there are people that can help you as long as they are in the right mindset. You know, like counseling. I can't go to a secular counselor. Secular counselor means a worldly counselor. You know, I can't go to that. I have to go, if it's like my daughter was talking, well, maybe you should go to talk to my counselor. And I'm like, no, I can't. It's secular. But what I found out was he's actually very spiritual. Because if you're not an empath, you're not going to understand where I am. Okay, so you do want to reach out to people that have been through the experiences that you have been, not to reach out to them for the healing. It's reaching out to them for the camaraderie and understanding of how you, it's like if I talk to somebody about my brother who was murdered, I'm a sibling of a homicide victim. And so if I talk to somebody who's never been through that, how are they going to empathize? How are they going to understand really how that feels to be robbed? So they won't. It's like my physical knee therapy right now. It's like everybody's young and not one of them has had a knee replacement. So how can they empathize with that? And it ticks me off because they're like, oh yeah, whatever, do this. I was like, you go get a knee replacement and you do these exercises and tell me, just work through the pain. And it's like, I'm very, very strong anyway. But anyway, try to find somebody with your healing that somebody has been through that. All right. And you can call on me. I've been through everything. That's why I have a coaching website. Anyway, so we have the moon. And then we also have we have the power couple here, guys. We have the King and Queen of Wands now. We have a power couple, super moon, power couple. This is about emotions. This is about speaking. It's time to get them out. This is the knowledge of healing. You're going from unstable to stable. The more that you share and get rid of these fears, the more stable, more founded grounding that you have, and your foundation becomes stronger. All right. But there is somebody hiding something. And it might be this little bugger here who actually betrayed, or maybe you betrayed somebody. You know what? I'll say it. I betrayed a lot of people in my worldly thought days. I did. But I went back and I'm correcting the wrongs that I did, because I want to have high vibrational energies. And if I keep not correcting the wrongs that I did, then those low vibrational energies are going to follow me like a shadow. and they're never going to leave. And they sit in your subconscious. And then your subconscious talks to your conscious mind then tells you what to do, say how to act, how to respond, how everything. Okay. Woo. Okay, Divine, here we go. What else do you want to share with everybody? Yes, I already talked about that. So courage is facing your fears. Huge, huge, huge. Huge, huge, huge. I would be the first one to commend, hug, shake your hands if you face your fears and you come forward and you move it. This is all about communication. I don't know who this is. There is an offering. This is a special invitation for you, especially with your first card out. It is not going to be an overnight process, guys. I don't know who this is for. And if you are pregnant and you're trying to decide what to do because somebody did betray you, somebody sort of like, oh, well, yeah, you're pregnant, so long, bye. That's a shitty thing to do. Excuse me, but that is a shitty thing to do. All right. And that is just not acceptable. However, you know what? This is where your courage, self-respect, self-love. This is the future energy for the 2-3 months, ladies. This has to be a lady because I'm sorry, you're pregnant. So this is self-respect for you. If you need help with that, please contact me in an email. I will help you process, help you spiritually process through it. You know why? I've been there. I suddenly got pregnant and it was like I was getting ready for a bodybuilding contest and I was, boom, pregnant. And I was like, what the flip? And it was through a betrayal. I'm not going to go into but the thing is, I had a spiritual friend who actually talked through my process. And I am so blessed that she did. My daughter is amazing and amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. Sorry. I'm working at the same time as doing this reading, guys. I've had a bunch of leather work today, so. All right, but I had to get Leo's out today. He said, get Leo's out. So I'll do the other readings a little bit later today, but I had to get this reading out. All right. Divine, is there anything? I know that you want me to, there's something I'm missing. I don't know what I'm missing. Divine, please share that with me right now. Oh, wow. Were those already flipped? Did you guys see those flip? I did not see these flip. Wow, that's weird. Okay. Ooh, now my heart's pounding. I don't know why. Remember your future energy, guys. Absolute truth. Somebody is seeking an answer for the absolute truth. Do not stop until you get it. Do not stop until you get it. And you know what? You will sound like a broken record, but you know, I did this with a person over time. And you know what? It took about a year. And I didn't pound them all the time, but I'm like, you know what? I know you're lying. And they would deny it for over a year. I just say, you know what? I don't understand why you lie because I can see through the lie. Nope, I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Then after a year, they admitted it. It's like, yes, you know what? You've been right all this time. But they had to heal enough to be able to give me absolute truth, divine truth. And when they did, they were completely set free. That decision, they were in fear for so long. And basically, I just say, you know what? When you release that lie and you speak the truth, the divine will lift you up and set you free. And when they did, they did get set free. And then the King of Pentacles is there, of course, about earthly thing, always fighting about earthly stuff. So absolute truth, guys, absolute truth. You got to look at it. When you walk in the truth, your life will be completely different. I'll tell you right now. And then, you know what's really cool? I've got 2 friends that I can actually say that they tell me the truth. As much as they probably don't want to, they tell me the truth. I don't judge them for whatever they are. I don't judge them for who they are. You know, through that process, I don't judge them. It's their journey, their walk. If they want to do destructive things, they do destructive things. I'm going to step back so it doesn't affect me. However, that's what they want to do. I just keep praying and meditating that they'll change their ways, because it's going to hurt them, it's going to harm them, and it's going to hurt their kids, the people that are around them. However, I accept them where they are in their life. That's what we need to do, is just to learn to accept where people are in their life. All right. Again, that's your current energy. That is being optimistic. Stay in your lane kind of a thing, you know? Okay, so let's see what the planets and the moon have to say for this week only, because with this here, we've got some really intense energies. Somebody's got some intense healing to do this week. It's not going to happen overnight, guys. It's not. So this intense healing is self-respect, okay? This is self-love, self-responsibility. And somebody's also got responsibility to go tell somebody that they did something. I don't know who this is for, but they're the ones that have to go and say, hey, I'm really sorry, but I need to fess up. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But this is an emotional time. This is a vulnerable time with the full moon. And don't be afraid. Again, you've got courage and strength to face that fear, and you'll be surprised at the outcome in a positive manner if you fess up. All right. Okay, so let's see here what the moon, the stars in the skies above. Yeah, definitely. Remember I talked about destiny? What happens? Everything happens for a reason. You might think it's falling apart, but it's actually coming together. It's the number 10, releasing and coming in. It's like death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. So when you think it's coming apart, it's not, because there's light in the center. The divine is working. You can't see it. It's definitely around. This is emotional. This is about the dots being connected again. That's the number 11, bringing things together, coming together. The 11 is meaning number 2. So we're bringing things together. We're bringing balance back in order. And actually the 8, 12, and number 3, acknowledging it. Okay, acknowledging that you are beginning to bring balance back into your life. Definitely. This is a time to really focus in on your emotions and your feelings. And I'm going to share with you guys, please be really mindful from the 23rd to the 30th. Hold your tongues like no tomorrow when you get really emotional about something, because you do not want to say something you're going to regret. This is a time where you're going to get heated, or you're going to get passionate about something, especially if you're in Portland, Oregon, about certain things. But the thing is, you're going to get heated. If it's not in love, if it's not in truth, hold your tongue. Make sure it is the right time to say something, because once those words leave your mouth, you can't get them back. And this is when you can actually really cut like a sword. You can divide, completely divide, or you can bring it together. All right. Okay. Ryan. Let's see. I just wanted to check and see if there was anybody out there that had a question. No. Good. Yes, thank you for asking. My surgery went really well. The healing is going really well. I'm just trying to do everything I can to stay out of the hospital again, because I don't want to go back there, because I have a vacation coming up the end of June. So I'm excited. So I finally get to do something fun besides work. All right. So this has been your reading. Don't forget the 26th, the full moon reading at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the United States. There is a new video out there, Why My Tarot is Different. I think that's the name of it. And please go on there if you're new, because you'll see it, why it is a little bit different, and why I do things the way that I do. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Liking videos is really important to YouTube creators, and to get YouTube to lift our views up, and so we can be viewed more. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so if you can, and hit that bell. If you haven't subscribed, thank you so much for your support. I love you guys. I really do. And Leos are one of my favorite. So I will talk to you guys soon, and see you on the 26th at the full moon, or on your next reading on the 20. What is that? The second, third. Oh, we're already into May, guys. We're already into May. All right, take care. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, Ryan, for popping in and saying hello. All right, you take care, guys.